to another episode of Two Fat Guys Talking Flowers, where we're always going to give you the good, the bad, the ugly about flowers. I'm Fern. We got Joelle on the ones and twos. Ryan's in the house. Mimi in the house. Mike is in Jeff Fresh North Country. And ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce our newest member and family member to the team, Connor Black.
Thanks for having me.
That's all he's going to say for the rest of the episode.
He's taking
Thank you, Connor.
He takes the podcast very serious. He needed to make sure that we weren't recording video so that he didn't, do any bad looks or bad faces. He's intense. I like this kid. Doesn't have any pros or connors yet, though.
No. Well, week 1 is almost there, yeah.
Oh,
All
man.
pros so far.
All pros. Oh, look at that. I like it. So, ladies and gentlemen, we got a hit list we're going to hit off today. We are going to obviously introduce Connor. We have Blooms and Birdies golf tournament coming up with SAF. We have new farms. We got a couple surprises. And, man, I got some. We have some ugly news to talk about. So, please stick around. Listen, we got some excitement for you guys. So we're going to jump in. But first, before we go anywhere, this week's question.
Oh, this was a good one.
Yeah, it was. I don't want to, I wanted to type mine, but I didn't. I said a lot of bad things and I deleted it. I was very mean.
Those who opened up, kudos to them for opening up, because I was going to type mine, but I didn't want people.
I started doing it and I had a lot of bad and I was just like, this is not me. I'm not going to write this.
Remind us of the question.
All right. So the question is, what's the scar or bad memory that one job left you with?
Oof.
It's intense.
Are you going to read them?
We're going to read them. I'm not going to read all of them. I'm going to read most of them. We'll see. We'll see whatever Ryan lets me get away with. All right. So Joelle, we'll start off with Joelle responded, got stranded in the Everglades working for Amazon.
That needs to be a short story, like a video of Joelle climbing out of an Amazon truck.
You had to climb out of a truck? We'll have it.
It was like 9 o'clock at night. I had to go to a certain place. They didn't tell me where it was. I knew it was deep into the Everglades, and it ended up being a alligator farm. I had to deliver a package. There was nobody there at night, and this really thin road. I tried to make a 3-point turn
with an Amazon truck.
Yeah, with the Amazon truck. And as I back up, it fell into a canal.
Oh my God!
Like 1/3 of the van fell in the canal.
All right, so Joelle can't do any driving.
So wait, what happened then?
So I was...
And you didn't have reception.
I had very little reception. I was on the phone with my friend. He worked with me on Amazon, and he was telling me to call Amazon, my boss.
Yeah.
I refused.
Wow.
I was going to try to figure it out before...
You were going to get the
What would
Amazon
happen if you
truck out of
called
the
their
canal.
boss?
I don't know. But I was going to try my best
But
to get
meanwhile,
this
they're
van out of
tracking the
there.
van. They're tracking the van.
Yeah, they tracked the van. So I looked up on YouTube how to get a truck out of the canal, and I think the method was to have a shirt and put it in between the tire.
So it wasn't deep water. So it's not.
It was deep in water. Like 1/3 of the van was in water. So I took my shirt off. I got in the canal. And I tried to get this truck out.
But then the alligator guy came and helped you, no?
Yeah, so thank
1/3 of a
2
truck
hours
is
later.
in water, and his first
Yeah.
instinct is, I can do this.
Yeah. So I waited like 2 hours in the van. I was getting bit by mosquitoes, and finally I see a car in the distance, and he helped me get out of the freaking canal.
So he pulled you out?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And by the way, there were about like 8 alligators in that canal. No,
Oh
there
my
were.
God.
Like, he shined the light at the canal. I see eyes everywhere. But I was in such a panic.
Good old Amazon.
Joelle, I'm going to give you a strong word of advice. Call your boss first.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
call your
No,
boss.
of course. But
Just call the boss.
I was like 18 there. No, 20.
Terrible. All right. Fiddle Leaf Florals.
That's our friend, Dennis.
Dennis passed a kidney stone during a day of wedding setup out of state.
Oh, my gosh.
Damn, that has to be
has
painful.
to hurt. Yeah.
Molly like Bali worked for a mom and pop restaurant and they were going through a nasty divorce. The owner and his son both asked me out and the mom came to work and called me a whore.
That's one of those emotional scars.
So definitely emotional scars. Wildflower MD1. In my past restaurant life, I encouraged our owner to purchase and launch a food truck as an extension of our brand. At the first big event out, we served 800 plus sandwiches in 4 hours in 95 plus degree heat, and I seared my thigh on an open drawer of a warming cabinet. Also, on the way home, we got pulled over by the Secret Service police for driving too close to the White House in a truck. Because of this, I have trauma every time someone suggests we start a flower truck. Christine.
Wow. All right. So what this week's question, Mimi?
Oh, yes. In honor of the Olympics, guys, what flower job or thing that you do in your job and what could be considered an Olympic sport?
Like what would be an Olympic event in your job?
Like
In a floral job.
In a floral industry job. I mean, we'll just put it out there and let's see what people come back.
Yeah,
and
we'll talk
I'm
about the
excited about the
answers.
Olympics. So
Yeah, next week.
It's got to be designers.
Well, we'll see. We'll see
Or
what they
no,
write.
what
Or
about
no.
the strike team?
yeah.
The team that breaks
yeah.
down an event after it's over. Those guys are
Those people
fucking
that are
amazing.
the ones that go up and hang up stuff.
Yeah, anything
those-
on a ladder or
anything
a
on the
sky
ladder.
lift.
Don't get up
Yeah.
on ladders.
Yeah, but imagine like a speed.
Yeah. Or who can process flowers quicker? Like
Man, there's so many good options. Good. I can't wait to hear those questions. Fatties, let us know. All right, so come up. Number 1, Connor Black.
yay.
What's up, dude?
But
Welcome.
I feel like Connor really started after Next Gen. But I know it's like official now.
Well, that's what hooked him. Next gen.
Next gen was,
the
that's
bait.
that wasn't the bait. That was Casey reeling it in. That was a great idea.
That was like the wine and dine. That wasn't like bait. That was like he was like
Okay.
Well, Casey, if you guys listen to Casey's story, after going on a show with us, after the show, that's what got him. That's how I got
Oh, I didn't know
Casey
that.
to let go of his management because he was managing the warehouse
Mm-hmm.
and to come into sales. We took him to a show and he killed it at the show, number 1, and he absolutely loved it. But it wasn't a show like Next Gen. See, Casey used Next Gen perfect. It was how to bring in the Next Gen
he
and the whole
also
group
gave
of
him
people.
the tours. Like, he went visited clients. I think there was a lot of stuff, right?
Yeah, we went to a few farms, a few
Mhm.
clients.
What do you got to say about this? Number 5 in the biz. Or are you more disappointed that he didn't join the fire academy?
To quote Marco from Trapoya, good luck.
I don't know. Mike called me. We were talking the other day, and I had just gotten out of the cash and carry, and I saw Connor talking to people, and I was like, Mike, he's good with people. And he's like, of course, he has a communications degree.
Yep.
Plus, then Mike said, I go, it's like watching you young, like what I imagine Mike would have been like in that era, like he looks like Mike more than Susan. So it's like watching mini Mike.
It's funny. It's good to see him.
Connor has got a very bright future in this business. He is the 5th son to work for the company. And if he sticks it out, this will be a really great addition for the future of the company, to have more family members around to help carry it forward. And I feel like he's starting in a position that was my personal all-time favorite position, which is working in the traditional wholesale, talking to the customers, and just that whole
Setting up the display.
personal interaction every day is what, if you think back of all the things that you do in your career, that I've done in my career, for sure that's my favorite. Where Connor's starting out, because he will spend some time helping Berman and helping Jason.
He jumped
But
in to help Jason
where
today.
But where he started out today, where he's starting out now, it for me is a great place to start, because that was my personal favorite, and I got to work with amazing people, and I got to meet amazing people. And yeah, that was my favorite thing to do. Whenever I walk into a wholesale house, no matter where it is, I cash and carries in Europe, wherever I go, I always visit wholesalers, or I always, I want to learn, but I just get that feeling. I just love that feeling. It's just, I have a feeling he's going to connect to it. Like you said, he's a communications major. So
Yeah,
5
he's
years
got
of college,
he's got the
Entrepreneurship
better
minded.
damn work for you.
Mm-hmm. No, but he
So-
also has a marketing mindset. Like we were having issues with
Yeah.
displaying some of the stuff, and he's like, maybe we put like a drill a hole, and we use certain ones for just the stuff that have to be displayed.
He's got the creative gene.
Oh,
He's got
so
he's got
he's
it.
the
Yeah.
only other one
Yeah.
that got it.
Yeah, no,
I like
no,
to
for
do
real.
it.
No, but
more
he's got a
difficult
little
than it
bit
needs
of
to be done
everything.
for
He's
stuff like
even
that.
he's got Mike's work ethic, you know? He's here 15 minutes early every day.
Well, no,
ready
he
to go.
called me. He said, "What time do we start?" And I said, "We start at 7. What time do you plan on being in?" He said, 6:45. I said, "Great answer."
But Connor, before you were working at a golf course, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool. And so you had to deal with
They get
customers
their
and everything.
athleticism from mommy. Mommy was the athlete. I not, they get all that from her. But the business part of it and the communication part of it and the work ethic and all that stuff, that's just family gene. That comes down. My grandfather was a civil engineer in 1930s. He helped build the Triborough Bridge and the Midtown Tunnel. And the way it went was his brother-in-law was working in the flower market back in those days. And the flower market was a sprawling thing. It was a huge, there's like 40, 50 flower mongers in like a 2 or 3 block radius. And, I would guess the civil engineers had a 9-to-5 job with minimal stress. But his brother-in-law was making 10 cents a day more than he was
Oh shit, in the
as
flowers.
a wholesale florist. So he said, "Well, I need that 10 cents, so I'm going to go work in the flower market." And my grandfather, I guess he was good at it, and he eventually opened up his own company. And he that place was in business more than 50 years. He sure as shit did not have an easy time about it. I'm sure. I don't know my grandfather's how he was at work or whatever. By the time I was around, he was already retired. But I'm sure it was a lot easier to be a civil engineer than it was to be a wholesale florist, to get up at 3 a.m,
Yeah.
to
Well,
be at
yeah,
work at
and think
4
about-
every day, 6 days a week, and deal with the everyday stress of owning a business. So I think that comes from the genes. I think our family's not afraid of work.
Mike, have you
Is
ever
what-
been shy? A shy guy? Like
I am a shy guy.
Mommy's way more shy. Like I think
No,
yeah.
I'm way more shy
I was
than
going to
she
say
is.
that. I think the only thing is that you're more like Ryan. That you look exactly like Casey to me, but you.
No, he looks like
his-
Jared.
He looks
He's a
exactly
blonde
That's right.
version
That's
of
right.
Jared.
But no, I explained this very well. If you put them all together, they look like they're related, but Jared and Connor look a lot alike, and then Connor's like
No.
a mixture between Jared and Casey, and then
Ryan looks like Aunt Sharon.
Ryan and Mike Jr. look like they're the cousins. Like they're related, but not like the
No.
brothers. Yes.
I think Ryan looks like Aunt Sharon. I think Jared and Connor look like my dad, and they look like each other.
Mike
And
Jr.
Casey and
looks like you.
Junior look like me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
they,
I'd agree to that.
Yeah.
But
Aunt Sharon's
Susan-
here. I could prove it. Aunt
But-
Sharon.
but Susan is shy.
Yeah, what's all this you got going on behind you? What's
Yeah.
all this
You got twins.
ruckus? You
You
got
got two of
twins in
them.
the house.
What?
You got 2 twins.
Yeah.
You got
I'm gonna
Mama
show you
and Aunt Sharon and
He
the
doesn't like it
shenanigans.
because then he doesn't get paid attention to.
No,
No
it's the
spoiling.
shenanigans.
Look in the camera, Aunt Sharon.
Yeah, she looks like
See?
Ryan.
Ryan looks like Aunt Sharon.
Yeah, he does.
But personality
He's got her
wise,
feature. Got the thing over here. Got the whole all that stuff.
the thing.
the thing,
Yeah.
you know?
The thing over here.
the dimple.
You know.
Yeah.
But
So,
but
proven. I just
Connor
proved it to you.
is like Ryan. He'll turn it on when he has to do business. Because I've seen him in the cash and carry. He's talking to everybody, but genuinely he's shy. You could tell he's like Susan.
I think we just don't like a spotlight unless there's.
Nah.
Well, he's different, but
He likes the spotlight.
outside of business, he doesn't
No, I
want to
know.
be the star of the show. Like if you
Outside
put him
of
on
business.
a stage or anything like that, he's not. He's not like
He likes to talk about the stuff he likes to talk about.
Right.
Yeah, he's
I'm not
passionate
shy
about
when
the
I'm in
flowers.
my lair. When I'm in my domain, I'm not shy.
Your
But if
flower
I'm
world.
in a crowded
Lair.
room with people I don't know or people that I might have met once or twice, I am
Mike, when you're
very
traveling,
introverted.
I mean, when you're traveling, you have to visit a wholesale or like anything of a grower. You have to visit, right? I was telling Ryan that this morning. My dad is a grocery, like grocerer. And so he would own grocery businesses. And so when we would travel anywhere, we would have to go to a grocery store. So I went to Mike's to his doctor in Pembroke Pines, and we went to a Arab market, and my dad was like, oh my gosh, everybody here's looking at me crazy. And I'm like, yeah, I go because he doesn't fit in. Like everybody else had they all looked the same, and my dad was like, oh, can I have this camel's milk? I'm like, what do you need camel's milk for? And like it's just like asking for the randomest things.
Connor,
It's all
where are you
out.
living now? Where'd you move to?
Just moved in Doral.
I was gonna say that's why he's here early. He's 5 minutes away.
He's literally 5 minutes away. We can start having lunch at Connor's place.
He was going to move to Pines, and I told him, why would you want to endure that traffic every day? Move to Doral.
Yeah, that Pines, that going north sucks. I don't know how people do it.
Thank you for that advice. It was
Yeah.
very helpful.
Plus, you're right
Listen
in
to
front
your
of a
father
golf
sometime.
course.
It's a very
Oh,
big tease,
Connor,
honestly.
Connor, you're golfing with us, right? Oh man, Blooms and Birdies coming up August 10th.
Maybe he was trying so hard to get that.
Yeah,
plug
she
in.
was ready. She was
That
ready
segue
for that.
going.
Mm.
Yes, Blooms and Birdies is coming August 10th. Yeah, right after
SAF
Saturday.
in Miami. We're golfing at Normandy Shores. Great course.
Ooh.
Great
Yep.
course.
There's 18 holes. Every hole is sponsored by some flower farm or partner or some
Well,
friend.
I'm just
for a
gonna
friend
give
of ours.
I'm just gonna give out the listeners some of our sponsors.
Let's do it.
So we have Esmeralda, Rosa Flora, Petal Production, Floral Trade, Flower Click, Accent Decor, Deli Floor, Albine, Euphoria, Armelini, Details, Smithers Oasis, New Vine, Florius. Come on, guys, listen to this list.
It's a hit list.
Easy Flowers, Chrysal, Pollen Talent, Bill Newbold, Rosa Prima, and Bijou, and That Flower Feeling.
Love it.
Man, that's a lot.
Hold
that's
on.
some-
What's the flower feeling gonna have? What are they doing? What are we going on?
Ooh. Well,
have to
the
wait and
whole
see.
the whole
God,
experience,
you
the
guys never
whole
give up the juiciness.
the whole tournament is a flower feeling.
That's right.
Everything
Okay.
has Ryan's done some good little sneak peek stuff to include flowers and everything. So it's gonna be really
And the
nice.
proceeds go back. This is for
Yes.
charity, right?
No, well, it's going to SAF.
Yeah,
Love it.
this is in partnership with
This
SAF.
is in partnership with SAF. It's
Does it
right.
go to the PAC money, the SAF PAC?
There's all kinds of these things, but it goes to SAF's advocacy for
To go
flowers.
to the Hill, yeah. So that all the work that they do, and for the industry on Capitol Hill. So yeah.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
We need more advocacy.
Well, for those who are staying the extra day, we really want to see you there. So there's still time to register. You just go to our website and under Explore, there's Blooms and Birdies. Or you can just go straight to our Instagram and hit the link in bio.
You guys better sign up because what happens is everybody waits till like 3 weeks out. And I think that's where the point we're at. And then everybody starts, boom. They start paying. They know their
those
schedule.
people messed up because the first like what was it 75 people that signed up got something the second half don't get.
Oh,
They get special
y'all
gifts.
messed
Oh,
up.
come on, Ryan. Let's give it to all of them. Everybody, come on, sign up. We have enough.
All right.
Maybe you always giving it away. Maybe, damn, girl.
Though, Ryan and I and Joelle. Well, Joelle did. Joelle got to work the last year's Blooms and Birdies, but Ryan and I didn't get to. I mean, I got to see it at least, but Ryan missed it.
Yeah, this is my first
That's right. You were
Same.
setting up
Oh,
Fresh
Connor
Fest.
too.
Fresh Fest.
That's right.
one. Nice.
Spirit
Next-
fingers.
What was that one? What was that
It
one?
was
Next Gen?
Next Gen.
Next Gen was Spirit Fingers?
Yeah, but we have awards lunch. We have hand rolled cigars. We're gonna have a nice lunch that's being sponsored by Esmeralda and Rosa Flora.
Connor, one of the holes, if you hit a hole in one on a part 3, you get $10,000.
Hole in one. That's all you got to do.
Not
Connor's
bad.
the one that can hit it. He's the one that might take it home.
I mean, I haven't done it before. That'll be a good first time to do
It's
it.
a good first time.
One of
to
our
do it.
clients,
Is it
her
only
husband did
is it only the first person that does it, or
No.
anybody can do it?
It's multiple.
I think it's insured to where everyone can do it.
Yeah,
usually.
everyone could do it, but I mean, I don't know a lot
Hey,
about
man.
golf, but I heard it's really hard.
These are flower people. Amazing things happen when flower people get together.
So
Just
yeah,
saying.
make sure go sign up.
Go sign up, guys. What are
See
you
you out
waiting
there.
for?
Plus, all of that exclusive merch that Ryan's created is only being put out that day. So,
We've created it.
no, that's right. The whole team. Joelle's done
Wait,
it.
what
Yeah.
kind of merch are you talking
No, we
about?
can't talk about it. You got to know. You
You
gotta
guys
be
won't
there.
say anything. God. We
Golf-
always ask
golf-
people
golf
to
merch.
give. We always ask people to give a little sneak
Golf
peek.
merch.
Give
Golf
us a
merch.
sneak
Well,
peek.
remember last year's
Golf merch.
golf merch?
Golf merch.
Oh, so we're talking like
Like
a little ball marker.
Yes,
Ball marker?
maybe.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
is there
sounds
two?
like
Is
it.
this a collectible
It-
thing
it could-
possibly?
It seems like it might
Oh shit! I like it.
I love it. It's going to be
I
really
like it.
nice.
be. Sometimes the sun's in your eyes when you golf.
All right. So who do they reach out to? Where they email and talk to me?
Everybody knows our Instagram, link in bio. You can go there. And if not, Mimi at jetfreshflowers.com. I'll sign you guys up.
Did Peter sign up? Peter signed up with a
Peter
foursome.
signed up, but he has not paid. So
Shout out
I
to
will
Peter.
be.
Oh, he hasn't paid.
I will
No
be
shout
going
out,
after
Peter.
him.
No shout
We
out.
send the Gerber guy to their house.
We'll
They
send the
don't pay.
Gerber guy to go collect. I love it. Oh man, busy week. Mike, you've been traveling. Where were you at? Where'd you just come back from?
You could tell he just came back. Literally just got back.
He
from
hasn't
the
said
airport.
nothing but 3 words today.
Poor Mike. You were traveling during
I
the
might have
holidays.
slept 4 hours or
Poor
8
guy.
hours in the last 2 days.
And he went
And I
straight.
drove a lot and I flew a lot.
He went from the plane to
talked
the
a lot.
car to the podcast.
Love that. That's dedication.
Well, traveling from here is not so simple. Everything you need to connect to go somewhere. But this trip I went to visit our new strategic partners, Great Lakes Gladiolas. They've been around for generations. Anyone in flowers knows who Great Lakes Gladiolas is. I've known who they are since I'm a kid, but I've never known about them. And I never knew, like, I've seen Glad Farms and they haven't been that really monstrous. These guys, they're players. They really have been doing it for so long. The whole family's involved.
Love that.
Tony had his 3 daughters working, his wife's there, his sister-in-law, his brother, everybody's there doing hands-on work. There's no
automation.
there's no CEO sitting somewhere.
Mhm.
These guys are worker bees. These guys are out there making it happen. And this year, we were given the privilege to be their agent in Miami, which means that we are doing the distribution for them.
Oh yeah.
For the smaller customers or for the people down here in Miami, we are the intermediary. We're collecting the orders and we're distributing them. And that for me is a great honor. And
That I mean, but
that
we're
for
in
me
Florida,
is worth investing a trip to go.
and it
and
was a
say
hard
hi.
trip. It was
Glad
almost
for the glads.
it was almost
So-
trains, planes, and automobile to get there. I mean,
The first
super
plane was
delays.
delayed 4 hours. So I changed my
It wasn't
flight.
Delta, was it?
No, Contour Air, which is a little tiny plane that takes you to Philadelphia, and then from Philadelphia you connect to go to Detroit, and then from Detroit you drive 2 hours
Wow.
to the farm. So I didn't get to my hotel after all the delays and stuff until like 3 a.m. on Tuesday morning, and
Up at 7.
I took a quick nap, did a couple things on the computer, and then showered, got dressed, and drove out to Great Lakes Glads and sat and talked with Tony and his family, and they gave me a tour of everything. And you forget how bulky and heavy and cumbersome the gladiolas are. For a farmer to be able to handle that efficiently is very difficult, and it's heavy lifting for real. It's not like it's the hardest job I think in flowers. It has to be the hardest job in harvesting has to be gladiolas. There can't be anything that's harder
Those
than
things
that.
weigh.
Well, that's what.
They're
That,
heavy,
remember what
they
Willie
weigh.
said?
I send you guys
you
videos.
lift-
These guys are not out there fucking around. These guys are cutting like crazy. They're loading trucks. Their process is really efficient. I've always wondered, how do they pack the hampers? Years ago, they used to roll them in paper and then they had to dump them in the hamper.
Mm-hmm.
These guys have the boxes where they go down like this little conveyor, and then they have this special stapler that's the length of the hamper. They had this custom built. Now, when you're in Detroit, you can get all of these machines
Yeah, I was gonna
built.
Yeah,
say, the
because they
carts.
have all of that
Yeah.
manufacturing.
So, but they have this process where one guy could just push a button and the box is stapled. And
Oh, that's
I was
fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I opened one of
Oh,
those
it's-
boxes. It fucking sucks. It's not easy to open.
Yeah, these guys are the real deal. These guys are the real deal. And like I said,
How heavy is a box of gladiolas?
70 pounds,
Yeah.
80 pounds.
When you sent that video and you were picking them
60
up
pounds?
like it was nothing, and I was like, whoa, that had to, you gotta be careful with.
Well, that's how they cut. What I showed you in my arms is how it's coming out of the field. They have these special, like, I would call it a belt. It's like a belt that they reuse, and that straps them together. And it's just in so many stems in a bundle. And then that goes from there, it goes across the room to where they have selection, where they separate the short ones from the long ones and the crooked ones and the ones, and the deer eat a big percentage.
And
I found out that deer love gladiolas like kids love ice cream, you know?
Oh shit.
Well, no, let me rephrase that.
like
I love ice cream. So they have a large percentage of loss because the deers come in and they eat the tips and the tops of the gladiolas.
Mm.
So you could see them in the field. Like there's a lot of stems that are unharvested because the deer ate it. And it's a constant problem that they're fighting against. So
The deer eat the marijuana too. So
Fern,
the people that grow
as
outside.
a sales captain, I'm going to tell you this right now. And I haven't had this conversation with you yet because I just got back, but I'm going to tell you right now. When a family, I'm not going to call it a company, I'm going to call it a family. When a family out of nowhere says to you, you know what? I'd like for you to be my agent. I want you to handle all this stuff so we can keep our focus on growing and quality and not have to worry about 1 million small sales to 1 million smaller people. They do big truckloads to supermarkets, and they do, they're big wholesale chains and they're big wholesalers. They're shipping them within their reach. But the stuff. So what I'm saying to you, Fern, is that you and the team, the sales team, have an obligation, and you're obligated to sell those flowers. And we're obligated to take what they need us to take, and we need to sell it. We need to find the buyers for it, and we need to work like we've already started, working with some strategic partners and stuff like that, very thin margins, just to make sure that we're moving the volume and behaving like an agent would behave.
No,
but
that's a great honor.
But this is not a Wall Street company. This is a family.
Mike, in the video you
who's
sent
doing
us,
probably the hardest job of any job. I really mean it. I watched Tony operate. He's in sales, and he's got his daughter there was helping her. Her name is Addison, by the way.
Oh,
Doesn't
shit.
spell it the same way, but her name is Addison. Anyway, she was the two of them were putting out fires while I was there. Oh, this guy won't accept the shipment because it's, I don't know, whatever supermarket it was, and they had to work that out. While I was there visiting, they were putting out fires left and right. And I'm saying to myself, man, this is like a walk down memory lane. And I'm telling you that I look at these things when people know of you but don't really know you personally, and they give you that responsibility just on a handshake. You don't have, it's not just another product for you to sell, is my point.
Correct.
You have an obligation now to rally everybody up and to make sure that these gladiolas goes into the right hands.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it is an
continue
honor.
until the last stem they cut. If they want to ship it to you, You got to accept it, and you got
We're
to
gonna
sell it.
accept it. We're gonna sell it. It's an honor
So-
when someone's number one willing to
is.
trust us with that.
It's
you
the
know?
biggest fucking compliment
Correct.
you could ever
Correct.
get in this business if you
Correct.
ask me.
It's not like it's not like we're best friends with this guy. It's not like we
Right.
know him, you know, like
Right.
we know
But
some
their
of our
values
people.
line up with our values.
They do.
Yeah.
They do.
Exactly.
So I see that
Exactly.
as an
We are
honor.
aligned. Absolutely, we are aligned.
Yeah. I see it as an honor, and as a leader on the team, it is our responsibility to make sure that we are
Yeah,
both
man.
successful.
But I have to give you props, Mike, because that video that you sent us last night. I mean, I was a little off watching Love Island, but but
Mia's
I-
watching that.
Dan Riley, who is a big Love Island fan as well.
Mike, do you
got
watch Love Island?
Joelle and her hooked on it.
I haven't gotten to that one. No,
No,
I'm not-
well-
I've never even heard of
They're
it.
Mike-
saying there's like
Great
1,000
Connor, you're
episodes.
into
Be
it too?
careful.
Yeah.
Ashley was telling me Tyler's watching. I didn't know you were watching it. with
Mia's
her.
watching this, and she's trying to get
yeah,
me hooked.
I
I'm like
I don't
staying
watch
away.
reality TV, but Dan. If Dan, who I see is such an intelligent man, tells me I'm missing out, I started watching it. But I had to pause to watch your video. In that video, I believe you said the owner was the wife or one of the
Yeah.
she was packing
Yeah, she-
plaids, and
She was on the line.
and so I want to say that those
Selecting and
videos
grading.
that the videos that you share with us as a team, and a lot of those make it to social media, those are so crucial for us. Like I'm proud to market that product. Like I know
Yeah.
the salespeople find joy in knowing these little things because just the way you gave us the tour, I felt like I was there in Michigan. I mean, I
Right,
was
that
really
was
in
the
Love
point.
Island too, like, if you want to be honest.
Well, that's my point. I want you all to get on. I want you all to get into it just like I'm into it. And I want you to know that, like, and not only they have to be the last remaining gladiola farm of that size, maybe in the world.
I don't. Yeah.
They harvest, and they've downsized since COVID. But right now, since they've downsized, they harvest at least 250,000 stems a day.
Wow.
A day.
Wow. That is ridiculous. Read.
The highway,
Ridiculous.
you cannot see the end of the highway until the gladiola fields are finished. When you're driving down the road, the glads are going right next to the highway there. And they're in agriculture. They have other things going on too. Off season, they do other things, They have, but these are farmers first, man. And I just respect that so much. I respect that so much.
You know they're farmers first when you look at their website. Like,
Yeah.
they're farmers 1st
No, they legit are. And I heard they taught me a lot of history I didn't know. They used to grow glads in Florida. They used to partner up with other growers in Florida. They had a farm in Mexico growing gladiolas. They propagate their own varieties with a partnership with a Dutch
Oh
bulb
shit.
grower. They're the real deal, man. They're
They're the unsung heroes. They're those farmers
Yes.
that nobody knows.
yes,
And they're
yes.
working with breeders. They're working in other countries, and they're just a simple
Yes.
farmer in Michigan, right?
Yes.
That the fucking
Yes.
deer are eating their buds
Yes.
just like they eat the
Yes.
marijuana.
And there ain't no slackers in that company. Every single person was working hard. I
Nice.
didn't see anybody slacking off around there. And usually you go to a farm, you always spot one or two. There's nobody slacking off over there.
Does that
Tony-
phrase different? Is it different now because of Slack, the app? Does that
Yeah,
phrase?
I don't know.
Slack
Slacking off
keeps
is
you
like a
on.
good thing,
Yeah,
now,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's a good
I don't
thing.
know.
No, it's not.
Slacking off
I
on the
use
app.
my
Slack
words.
is participating with your team in work. We don't
Yeah.
use Slack, but other companies
no,
do.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna
All right.
give you
Well,
a big.
if that isn't politically correct, I really don't care.
No, it is
it's not
politically correct.
I'm
whether
asking
it's
'cause-
political or not, slacker is a slacker. It doesn't matter.
There
Oh,
was
you
no
use
slackers
Slack,
over
I'll
there.
slack.
There's only hard workers there, and they should be appreciated and respected. And I make it my business that when I am getting connected to what I consider to be the beginning of a new, hopefully great relationship, I'm on the next plane to go visit them. I
Wow.
want to know
Love
them.
that.
I want to visit them. I want to learn everything about it.
Well,
Because when I'm
it
talking to
looks
my
like-
customers, I don't want to talk like some ding dong that doesn't know what they're saying or what they're talking about. I want to talk about when I'm talking to my customers that actually touched it, felt it, watched it, experienced it. So, and that makes me more knowledgeable, and it makes it easier for me to explain it to the next person. And that's
Love
why I
that.
sent you those videos so you guys can
but it's
also...
nice you send those videos because we've tested them. You guys test a lot of product before we bring it in, and so we had the gladiolas here. We had a lot of people that walk in that talked about how pretty they were and how the colors are just amazing.
Yeah, really nice.
Bigger
varieties.
blooms. I mean, they're,
So in
they're
wholesale,
impressive.
when I used to be in wholesale with gladiolas, we used to pretty much get them from New Jersey, and every color, every hamper, they're called hampers, the upright boxes, you would either cut them open or open the wooden basket they were in, and you would just lean them on the wall. And you'd have every color, just one after the other, leaned against the wall on like a slight angle, and the customers would grab whatever bunches they want, or the salespeople to fill orders would grab whatever colors they want. They were not in water, so to speak. They weren't, sleeved and barcoded and all that shit. They would just lean against the wall, and you would sell your glads that way. And I'm sure wholesalers today are selling their glads that way. And then what doesn't sell that day goes into water for the next day sale. But I was like I joke about it with Derek from JA whenever we talk about gladiolas, because we both broke our backs humping gladiola boxes up
That's
and
what
downstairs.
Willie Armelini said made you a man. If you could carry a box of glass.
He's right.
Yeah.
He's right, man. Let me tell you, because Derek used to have to unload all those Armelini trucks and put hampers inside of everybody's store in the flower market one at a time.
Oh shit.
And I was a human elevator. I used to have to carry them up the stairs because for some reason my uncle wanted to have the gladiolas on the second floor, probably just to make my
Just
life
to fuck
difficult.
with you. Just to fuck with you.
Probably, but gladiolas is like an old school flower, man. It was in every
Let's bring it
funeral
back.
piece. It should be back.
It's coming back.
And
We're making it come
Judging
back.
from what I saw, they're back because these guys are cranking them out over there. They're selling them all over the country.
250,000 stems a day
Yeah,
for months.
yeah, and
For
good quality,
months.
and good quality, and the people are well trained. Everybody knows what they're doing. Everybody knows their job. Doesn't matter if you're out there in the field cutting, or if you're selecting, or if you're on the line.
So
They're
that
doing
should
the
be
5 stems. They're doing the 7 stems, 10 stems. Some have UPC tags, and they have a really cool invention of the UPC tag. I wish I'd have thought of
Oh.
that. It's a really good one.
Oh.
It just kind of
perforated?
snaps on. No, it snaps. It's like a tag. It snaps onto the band on the flower. But it's very smart.
Connor, have you
UPC.
lifted one of the boxes yet?
Yeah.
No, only in the buckets.
Okay, we'll get
Put
them
in
there.
the
Go
cash
get
carry.
20 boxes one at a time and run up and down the stairs and tell me how it feels.
Don't wish that upon anybody.
Is that an
Come
Olympic
on now.
sport then, Mike? Is that your
might
Olympic
be,
sport?
Yeah.
Carrying glads?
Maybe like tossing them like
Yeah.
the strongest people. Throw
I really
over
wanted
the-
to. We always wanted to do that in the working in the warehouse. I've wanted to do like a warehouse Olympics, like pallet jack stacking or
Yeah.
pallet stacking or pallet jack races. We used to like ride them like scooters, and that's fun.
You should do that.
I
That's
can.
a great
we-
idea.
I
That'd be
yell at
fun.
people when they ride them like scooters, right?
Well, no,
Just
that's
saying.
why I said we
I put
used
my-
to do that.
I shouldn't, and I'm very clumsy, so I shouldn't do that. But every time I'm in the warehouse, I put my feet on the.
Yeah,
I'm like,
you have to step
I'm
on
just
them,
like
right?
stepping on them. Yeah.
Too funny. Too funny. But that is that's great news. Thank you, Mike, for going to visit them.
And he wants
Can't wait.
Connor and Casey and Uncle Matt to go up there and play golf. They have a golf course too.
We should tell him to play our
Yeah.
blooms and
Yeah, they
birdies.
should come to us and play with us here.
I called Casey last night. He says he's going to call Tony, see if he's coming down.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Nice. Bring them down.
Uncle Matt too.
But we also have another farm that we're working with. Unfortunately, you haven't gone to go visit them. Might be a long, an
he
extra.
said it.
I
He
was
said
going to
it.
go.
He said it. Next plane.
I was going to go this year, but that show that was in Kenya was at the same time something else was going on, so I
Yeah.
couldn't go.
So right
But
now
next
we're
year
working
I'm going
with
for sure.
Redland Farms, world famous Redland Farms, who has probably the best selection of garden sprays, garden spray roses I've ever seen in my life. Just amazing.
No, those roses are ridiculous. I mean, the limoncello, was it limoncello?
The light yellow one.
So I'm friends with Kevin Van Vliet, the son of Jocks Van Vliet, from the J Van Vliet
family.
cash and carry chain. They're all over Europe, and they have some in the United States. They might even have some in Asia. I'm not sure. but Kevin runs the location in Prague, Czechoslovakia. He buys a little bit from Melissa at our farm, but he and I are like, buddies. We talk to each other about different things, and we bumped into each other at the show in Holland last year. And he says, "Come here, you need to forget about all these other booths. Come over here. I want to show you something." And he took me by the hand and he brought me to Redlands Roses. And he says, "Mike," because he knows what I like. He knows what Jeff Fresh does with cool stuff. And he said, "You need this in your life." And he introduced me to the lady that was there. And really, the lady was like, "Oh, you're just number 500 to come here. I say, you step in line." It wasn't very exciting for her at the moment. But later on, after the show, I started sending emails and I contacted their new marketing director, which is Lucille, who's
Sharp.
who knew us from social media and knew us from Kevin. And we tried to figure it out because the freight rates were really high and there were no flights to Miami until recently, that we can get it almost at an affordable price with limited connections to Miami. Mm-hmm. So the good news is we got our first shipment and everybody dropped their jaw and there was a wow factor. The bad news is we brought it at the slowest week of the year.
Yeah.
Slowest time of the year. It's no fun.
We didn't really have a great sell-through. So we're going to take a little bit of a loss, but it's still it was great to have that experience because there are varieties that grow in Kenya that really don't produce in South America. And there are all these hidden gems that a lot of people don't know about.
Colors with tons of texture.
Those
it's
tiny
amazing.
little roses are, oh my gosh.
So what is the stem length, not the stem length, the vase life difference or like the time frame difference of spray roses coming out of Kenya to Miami versus South America?
No, they're doing
I don't think there's any
job.
difference. I don't think there's any difference if you handle them correctly.
And they're handling it properly.
Wait, no.
I do.
I'm asking the question: the time, like the literal time difference. What, like, how many days difference of like, transportation are we talking about?
Well, no, because they're flying over, so it
takes 2 days.
It takes 2 days, just like there.
Yeah,
and they're being treated. The Kenyan farms all of the farms are so well handled. Remember, everything's going. They have European standards.
No, they all are not. Not all of them.
No, not all. But listen, this one is really well handled.
Some of the farms I have bought in Kenya many times, and I've been disappointed many times. Some of them come wrapped like they're wrapped in toilet paper.
Their market, they have European standards, so they have to.
Yes.
They have to meet supermarket European standards, which are higher than most. So what I would say. The ones that can make commercial-wise,
certifications, and all that.
The ones that we can purchase are going to be high quality.
Yeah,
that's Haute Couture.
I don't think we're interested in buying from everyone.
We're not.
No. And the great thing about Redlands Roses, especially if you're a wholesaler somewhere in the U.S. Where they don't have representation, they give you a territory. Like, for example, we cannot ship to certain states, Redlands Roses, because they already have customers there.
Okay.
So we have to respect the boundaries of where we can sell it and where we can't, because we don't want to lose the opportunity. But we have the territory in Florida, in South Florida, with Redlands Roses. And
they're gorgeous.
It's another handshake agreement.
And
we have to invest a lot into it because we're not going to sell through every shipment until it really catches on. People they have to get the bug. They have to get the fever. They have to get the idea. And having Celine,
she's picking
focused on it.
The good stuff.
Yeah.
But not just,
Celine
it's not just, she does have an
expert savant.
Let Mimi say the word she's been trying to say.
Haute Couture.
Go ahead. What is it?
Haute Couture.
She's been trying to sneak that in this entire conversation.
Not to be confused with any other hawk, whatever.
So that's
Haute Couture.
Haute Couture?
Haute.
Haute Couture. That's what their website. That's how they market. And I really appreciate that marketing because
I love the look on Mike's
face. It is very, very luxurious. These roses the colors are different. They're just they scream luxury. So you only need like the one bunch that Casey was showing me. You could get like. Remember, these are spray roses. There was not just 2 or 3 buds on there. it was like 5
Yeah.
buds on this one garden rose. And I was like, are you kidding me? That's really, really luxurious.
Yeah, they test annually hundreds of varieties, like Rosa Prima does. They test hundreds of varieties. They kiss all the frogs to find the prince.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they do.
Wow.
And they're really good at it. You could tell whoever's in charge of that has a really good eye.
Wow.
Yeah. And I mean, the sprays are tall. They're taller than most. Their heads are ginormous. They're huge.
The teacup,
They're fat. They have
teacup
amazing
ones
weight.
are perfect. They're like, some teacups that you see, they still have a curvature. No, these are like legit flat on top and give you the ruffles, like
Love it.
ruffles.
Love
Should
it.
Put a bag
So
of
that's
chips.
that's two new weapons in our arsenal.
Loaded.
Love that. So we do have a little surprise for our fatties, guys.
I feel like you need a bigger
Build up?
drum roll, build up.
A surprise?
Give me,
well, wait.
We need
Wait, we
something-
got a surprise. We don't
surprise?
bring many surprises. We like to talk a lot,
Oh.
but we don't bring many surprises. Do you know what I'm talking about now? Mm-hmm. Huh? Are you guys ready? Can I get a build up? Can I get some excitement music, Joel? Oh, yeah. All right. So it's official. We would like to announce that in 2025, Jeff Fresh is moving to a new building. Not just a new building. It is a brand new building. It is being built with Michael Black's vision of Jeff Fresh for the future. It is being custom designed. Ryan has put a ton of work. He's like an architect.
Have you ever
I don't know if you
seen-
guys know. Ryan's a
Wait,
fucking architect.
Have you guys ever seen when before Disney World was created, like the pictures of Walt Disney and like walking around with the blueprints and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Have you? I know you've seen them. That was what you and Mike
That's
look
what
like
you guys,
together.
you and Mike are doing.
You literally are going through like experiences. They're going to experience this, and then there's this, and it's
When
like,
you walk, you're coming from here, and then boom, you're right there. Like,
Yeah.
I see the vision and the way they give the story.
That's a really good way to, like, especially if you know what he is, how he's been, like, what he's been calling it, was the greatest. What is it? The greatest flower show on wheels. What do you want to call it?
If we want to say
I
that.
stole it from Ringling Brothers and
No,
Barnum and Bailey
yeah, I
Circus,
know.
which is the greatest show on earth. But yeah, I want to create.
Is
I
Ringling
wanna
Brothers still
create-
in business?
No, they're coming back like Toys R Us. We found Toys R Us in Canada.
Man,
They're
if
all
my
over
kid was
Canada.
in Toys R Us. I'd
Toys
be in
R Us
trouble.
is still in business in Canada.
Toys R Us was the shit.
I miss Toys R Us. I had fun in there.
now kids go to Target.
Take your 5
yeah.
kids to Toys R Us for a couple hours. See how you feel when you leave.
Well, if you're the kid, you feel great.
Yeah.
We searched for 3 years to try to buy a building. We couldn't find it. All the big Wall Street companies own all the real estate around the Miami Airport West area. And so we wound up renting a really good spot after 3 years. And we're designing. It's a brand new building and it's a blank canvas. So we're kind of painting the picture of what we would consider would be the best possible fit for our company and what would be the best for our next 20 years of growth. What would we need?
And you want to bring the fatties along with us, right? You want them to
Yeah.
hear about the changes, so that's why we made sure you guys knew now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is a long
Boom.
process. There's a lot to go. We're just getting started.
And just so you fatties know, I mean, this isn't something we've announced everywhere that everybody
You heard it
knows.
here
This
first.
is you heard it here first. Sneak peek.
it's like now we need to make an announcement to post elsewhere.
Although I
Yeah.
feel like some people know, like, or at least are trying to get information because people are like, "Oh, congratulations on your new move, Mimi," and I'm like, "Wait a second, that was a while ago," and they're like, and so I feel like, people are asking around there, yeah.
There's a lot of chismosos out there, man.
Chisme.
People be talking.
Him.
Well, it's no secret
the
that
one.
we don't have no space. It's no secret that we only have 2
we've been
doors to
saying
load
it.
and
We've
unload
been
trucks.
talking about it for
There's
3
no
years.
secret that there's no place to park. There's no
Ladies and
secret
gentlemen, that's
about
what I was
the road
gonna say.
gets flooded in front of our building every time it rains.
It
There's
does
no
not get
secret.
flooded. We get a lake in front
Yeah.
of our building.
So I mean, look, it's a necessary move that we
We got wild horses on our left and sex
Yeah.
pills on our
We
right.
could either stay the same and sit on our hands and suffer, or we can go for it and have some elbow room to grow.
So I was talking to Richard yesterday at Sunburst. Richard was there at the Miami West Business Association thing. He was there. And there was once upon a time a rumor that they were going to expand the runway this way and buy out all the buildings.
That is true.
All the way up to us. And
that is true.
They're up for their certification. They got to recertify for, I guess, their custom bond for the building. They have to do that next year. And he was talking to Christine. He was like, yo, I need to know before I invest all this money to recertify if that's still a plan. But Christine says no. Christine knows everything. I absolutely
I
love
her.
that woman.
She's so
awesome.
great.
Yeah.
She does so much for our industry.
So yes, we're moving into a new building, Mike. Blank canvas. Love that. See the vision.
Yeah. Hopefully spring 25 will be in before Mother's Day.
There you go.
Hopefully. But I'm getting a good education on the permit process and the city process
But you have to
the
deal with the
bidding
city of
process.
Doral or the city of Miami?
both.
Oh,
And
shoot.
Christine knows all those commissioners. Christine knows all those people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what she was talking to us yesterday about. All those people that she knows, and all the connections, and because it ain't easy to get something done in Miami, right?
No, and in Doral, even worse. Well, Miami's hard.
Miami's
really
hard, but
I had a
Doral is
friend
by
who was
far
just
the
trying
worst.
to add
So
a room.
the city of Doral, they have the right to take up to 90 days to approve your permit. They can approve it in one day if they want to, but they have up to 90 days if they deem it necessary, or if that's what they want to do. They'll make you wait 90 days before you could start any process.
I feel like I'm getting New York
The
Teamster vibes.
landlord has to stop. The landlord has to close his permit for all of his build out, whatever he's doing, before we could file for ours to build our refrigeration.
The construction company said they're going to take every one of those 90 days. They're going to use every 90 day. Yeah.
My
Like
God.
89.
Especially Doral.
Damn it, Ruben, we need some help. Call the mayor.
No, well, we participate. Yes, exactly. The mayor
The
knows
mayor's our
us
friend.
very well because we are part of
Doral is the city of flowers.
the City of Flowers, and we've met with her several times. So we will make sure.
Yeah,
to know
but
that we're
those are
moving.
cards that you don't play, because if you piss off the inspector and try to go around the inspector, you're going to have a lifetime of violations. So I'd rather just go through the process with the architect.
I don't want to be on anybody's hit list. Let
I know,
me tell you.
but
Yeah.
I know, but I'm just so excited to be able
We've
to
had
park
enough of
my
that.
car.
We've
What goes
had
around
enough of
comes
that.
around. You got to respect those guys, and you just got to deal with the process.
I just want to I just want the parking lot. So can we just park? I'll walk there from the parking. I'm tired
Connor's
of
going to walk to work.
moving.
Connor
It's
could
right down
walk.
the
Yeah,
street.
We are going to
literally.
start having lunch at Connor's place. I'm telling you.
No,
He needs a scooter.
wait, but those
Little-
for
little
our
Vespa.
fatties that are going to be visiting us over there, there's a lot of good restaurants. We're going to have a lot of good stuff to choose from. We might have to go on a
We can
stream
pregame.
diet.
We can pregame at
Extreme-
Connor's.
extreme
We can
dieting.
pregame at Connor's and then hit up the bars. I'm in. Man.
So do you want to talk about the building? You want to tell us what's going to be inside of it? You want to let the fatties know what's to come?
Or maybe we should do the opposite.
No,
let's
no.
ask the fatties. The email, or should we tell them? Just tell us what you want to see inside the greatest flower show on earth.
All I could tell you is that our hybrid business will continue to be hybrid, and we will continue to do things that are not so traditional as for a Miami importer. And we're going to continue to be very brand centric, and we're going to promote our brands more in that location than we do now. And we're also going to have some extra refrigerated space to do some last mile logistics and hosting of other people's inventory if they would need it.
But
But
even though
only a select few. You have to go through a whole interview process before you can come in. It's not going to be free for all.
even though the building's bigger, we're still Jet Fresh. We're still the family, right?
It's still the family. It's still a small family-run business that will be managed that way. But we're gonna protect everything and make sure that every family is good to go. We're gonna do things right.
Yeah.
We're gonna do it right.
And then we can park. People
and
can
then
visit
we'll
us.
have parking.
That was a really funny moment because when we did the little presentation for the team, we did a little PowerPoint showing like how many doors, how many bay doors and stuff like that in the last slide, plus parking.
I think
Everybody
people
was
almost wanted to
pumped.
cry. We were like,
Yeah.
yes.
I knew that was a selling point.
This street is rough here. I feel
It's no
bad for
joke.
people. It's no joke.
No, I
I
just
saw
don't like.
Connor. Are you sitting in that front spot? You in Casey's spot right now?
Yeah, I took
Oh, wait
advantage
till
of it.
next
I,
week.
I got pissed
Smart
off when I
move.
saw
Did
that.
you?
I was like, what the fuck?
Well, I parked in
It's
4 different
day
spots
three. He's already
yesterday,
got
and
a
they
front
told me just
spot.
park in Casey's
No.
tomorrow.
No,
Yeah.
yeah.
We
The
just
amount
made
of
it
times that we
smooth.
move our cars, Joelle and I, all the time. Yeah.
Don't worry. It's
okay.
gonna be brighter days ahead.
Thanks,
guys.
Casey.
Yeah. Wait till Casey comes back. Everything changes.
He'll be on the street.
No, he'll be all right. He's good. He's got a spot. Fatties,
It's not all good.
it's not all good. You know, I know we always say the good, the bad, the ugly. We have a hell of a lot of good.
Yeah.
There is some bad, you know, we do get some stories. We ask people for the ugly or the bad, and you know, we get some bad, but nothing no one can handle. But man, I gotta talk about some ugly today. No fun.
No bueno.
For those of you that don't know, or maybe you know and you just didn't know, you know, unfortunately, one of our partners, Sun Valley, will be closing.
Man, that's a tough one, especially now with SAF coming up. It's going to be weird not having Sun Valley there. Like in that OV room, they win everything.
They won like the last few years too.
Yeah.
It's not even like
We were discussing that today when we're planning out the OV room, and I said, well, we don't have Sun Valley. And I was like, oh, because Lane sits there meticulously picking every single flower, and like the quality that Lane brings to the industry, you know?
So let's talk about that first. Lane is an absolute champion to the floral industry.
100% Women's Day.
He is not just Sun Valley.
He's
Mr.
Women's Day,
He's Mr.
he's Mr.
Women's.
Wolfsa, he's Mr.
You know,
SAF.
Mr. Women's Day.
Yeah.
It's dude, fucking ugly, terrible news.
So, well, I mean, it hits me in a really bad spot. I mean, people like to talk in our business. You know, the rumor mill goes pretty quickly. There are websites and things that people can read, and people just go ahead and post things on the internet, and right away people think the worst. You know, I don't know Lane personally for many years. I only know him for a short amount of years personally. But I know of his brand and his company for the last 40 years. And when you own a business, when you're an entrepreneur and you own a business, let's say, okay, like you said, your dad, he owned a grocery store. The day-to-day on a grocery store is a 7-day-a-week job. You got to have employees. You got to have inventory. You sell out of milk. You're in panic because everyone's coming in for milk. You don't have it. You got to go get it, you know?
There's a hurricane, and my dad would shut down and make sure his people were more important because it's 50 of them versus our house.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
my point is, it takes a lot to be a business owner.
Mm-hmm.
And it's half talent and half risk. It's half passion and it's half risk. You know? So I don't know Lane's whole backstory or Sun Valley's whole backstory about how they wound up where they are right now. Nobody really understands it except the people that were in the inner circle.
Mm-hmm.
But I will tell you from experience that you are good at your job. He's just a good fucking grower, right?
Yeah.
He grew 12 stems of iris. Who knows where he started? He took it over from the Millridge Corporation, which was the first stock market investment group in flower business, and they failed. And he was a grower there or a consultant there, and he bought it from them. He took it over, and he himself, stem by stem, brick by brick, day by day, week by week, month by month, year by year, built that company.
Yeah.
He built it because he knew how to grow flowers. He was good at it, and the customers responded to it. So you own a business, you could say, okay, look, man, I'm going to grow 20 stems of iris and that's it. That's all I'm going to grow. And I don't care how many more my customers demand, but I'm just going to grow that. You can't do that. Your employees that are working for you, that let's say they just start at X amount of dollars. You think they want to just stay at X amount of dollars forever? Your employees want to make more money. Your customers want more flowers. They want more product. You're doing a good job. So nobody wants to sit on their hands. If I just sat on my hands, I'm not interesting to any of my employees. I'm not interested in any of my customers. There's not enough to go around. The demand is high. And we are not, most of us that are in this business, I'm sure there are some, but most of us that are running these businesses, especially when you started 40 years ago, you don't have a degree from the Wharton School of Business.
No.
You have a degree on the School of Hard Knocks, and you learn trial by fire each and every time. And it feels good. It feels right. It feels like something that we need to do. You're kind of like, okay, I'm doing it. And you just go for it. And it's like building Legos or a Jenga. Sorry, it's like building a Jenga. You're just constantly building this business, and you're trying to be successful. Along the way, shit happens.
Yeah.
A big company goes bankrupt and burns you. Boom. The bank looks at your financials and says, they don't look that good this year. I'm going to give you less of a credit line. Your sea containers from Holland during the pandemic, full of bulbs, never arrived until 2 months later. Who knows what the reasons are? There's a complete laundry list of shit that goes wrong in anybody's business. I don't care how successful they are. I don't care how big they are, how small they are, how long they've been in business. It doesn't matter. Most of the people that are around you have no idea of the pressure and the stress that you are faced with. You're obligated on a daily basis. What do I use to show you guys what a business is? A spaghetti strainer, right?
Yeah.
I show it to you for that reason, because this business in a millisecond could turn around. Business is risk. And our business is big business, but it's small. Our industry is big, but it's small. Everybody knows everybody. Mm-hmm. So let's just say you have a bump in the road. People start talking. And one rumor leads to another rumor and leads to another rumor. And suddenly people are a little gun shy, and people are like, something ain't right over here. I didn't get my check on time, or I didn't get this, or I didn't get that. Something happened. And all of a sudden, that and that alone puts more wood on the fire. And now you have this, what was a small problem that could have been rectified. Right. Small problem could have rectified. People are looking to put more wood in the fire and make it worse for you. Listen, I stand with Lane. I stand with him.
Absolutely.
Me too.
I stand with him because regardless of what happened with him, I know that he tried his very best.
Absolutely.
And unfortunately, what sucks for us as business owners is that we sacrifice everything. We go all in. If we believe, we go all in. We hawk our houses. We lose our cars. We lose our 401ks. We take every dime that we have saved for a rainy day, and we believe in our business so much that we just put it in there. In the end, we wind up with nothing. We work for years. We bust our ass. We make a lot of people money. In the end, we wind up with nothing. And then people shun you.
Yeah.
They shun you. They don't want to know you anymore. You're dead to me. You're a bad person. You're a thief. I've been called a thief. People have called my father a thief. Why? Because you had a few heart attacks, you got a bad divorce, the AIDS epidemic, you didn't get paid by half your customers, and the union is suing you. So you're a thief?
Nah,
you put in
people don't look at the well-rounded.
You put in 40 years of your life. You sweated and you worked and you put everything that you own at risk for this company and for your employees. And in the end of the day, you wind up with nothing. So I stand with Lane. I'm a member of that club, and I'm not proud of it, but I have seen failure more than once. I have been around failure more than once, and it ain't pretty for anybody. It isn't pretty for anybody. And this industry needs people like Lane.
Yes,
we
do.
need them. Without people like that in this industry, we are fucking doomed. And I will tell you, I was reading this post. I'm going to read it to you if you don't mind. I don't know Mike, the Sun Valley, the man on the farm at Sun Valley. He always had nice videos. He says his wife makes the videos. He goes, "It was with a heavy heart that I write to inform you that Sun Valley Floral Farms will be permanently closing its doors after nearly 40 years of business. Our last day of operations will be Monday, July 29th, 2024. The final shipping day from our Northern Arcata farm, which is fucking beautiful. I've been there.
Yes.
Will be Friday, July 26th. Our Oxnard location will be Monday, July 29th. I have had the absolute pleasure of working for Sun Valley Floral Farms for nearly 28 years. Throughout these years, we have grown beautiful, high-quality flowers, bringing joy to countless lives. I am immensely proud of our company's commitment to growing American-grown, California-grown flowers to the highest quality for our customers.
Here, here.
I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to my boss, Lane DeVries, for the opportunity to serve as one of your national sales representatives for nearly 28 years. Under your guidance, I have learned so much about the flower business. Your enthusiasm for growing beautiful flowers has been nothing short of inspiring. And he goes on to talk about that. So I encourage anybody to go on Mike's Instagram and read that post, because if that don't make you cry, if that don't put a fucking knife in your heart, then you are cold as ice and you have no heart if that doesn't touch you. Then I read this today while sitting at the airport. I read Roddy's Facebook post, Roddy Groot. And I'm just going to read a little part of that too, because Roddy was, guys, yin and yang as far as I know.
Oh, yeah.
And today, July 23rd, the 60 days are up. Who would have thought that something so amazing as Sun Valley Floral Farms would come to an end? Today was a difficult day, as it's the last day for many of our teammates. And we're talking hundreds, not 10 or 20.
Hundreds.
We're talking a lot of people.
Multiple.
Anyway, a few of us get to stay a little longer to help close the doors, which is highly appreciated, because they don't have to. They don't have to stand there and endure the smug remarks or, the funny looks.
The ugly looks from the people who think that you personally did this.
Yeah, that you're out. Yeah. Hold on. There are people that have bad intentions in our business. There are people that open and close businesses on a regular basis because it's a money-making scheme. They do exist, but
bankrupt one company, started
this for sure is not one of them.
Definitely no.
So, my last day with the greatest flower farm, aka Sun Valley Flower Farms, the birthplace of the stargazer lilies, is July 31st. Crazy. To all my teammates, thank you for 17 years of wonderful memories. We have made many happy customers with providing some of the best flowers grown anywhere in the world on a consistent basis. The perfect climate alone is not enough. It takes a team of dedicated and passionate team members. Thank you. To Lane DeVries, you are something else. 1 in a billion. Thank you for the guidance. Thanks for guiding the ship to some great harbors experiences over the years. You are a true inspiration, and it's been an honor working for you. These are, this is where it sucks. And this is where it sucks for guys like, any person that is thinking about growing their business. Because if you have failed in business and had the opportunity to get into it again, you're failure phobic.
Yeah.
You're afraid of everything. You're afraid of any decision. Everything needs to be thought about 20 times before you actually make that decision. You mentioned about us moving into a new building. That's a fucking scary thing. I'm scared shit because it's risk. It's risk. It's a huge investment and it's risk. Anybody who expands, anybody who grows their business is taking risk. And if your business is naturally growing, you're still taking risk. It doesn't matter whether it's planned or organic, it's still risk.
I know. And it's because everybody looks up to not just Sun Valley for the product, but to Lane. Like, He's an
To
industry legend.
Yeah.
He's a
He's a
Industry
champion.
legend.
And he's
Industry
not just
legend.
he's not just an industry legend. Like he's a good
I was gonna say he's
guy.
just a cool, good
Good
guy.
guy.
Yeah.
I mean, if you've had a conversation with him, if you've got the pleasure of ever walking the farm with him, let me tell you, walking the farm with Lane is a fucking experience. Going to Willow Creek to go see his babies, the Ilex, and how passionate he was.
No, and he inspires
It's
people
fucking
to
wild.
do good because he
Yes.
inspires you to think that the industry is good.
yeah.
And it's really sad to see.
It is
It's
fucking
it's weird
terrible.
to
be
have it
that
without him.
This is what we're talking about.
It's beyond terrible. My heart goes out to Lane,
Definitely.
to Mike, to Chris, to Roddy, to all the guys that hung in there to the end. These gentlemen who are undoubtedly getting several job offers are very fortunate because they were trained by what I consider as one of the best. And he was very gracious, and he gave us a distributorship. He gave us exclusive territory in Miami. He didn't need to do that.
No, he didn't.
And I'm sure he ruffled some feathers doing it, but he believed in us. And, you know, it's very unfortunate. I'm very sad about it, but this has happened many times. See, he's not the only one. And there's a small club. There's a small club of people that really tried to do the right thing and really thought they were building their business the right way. And, you know, for whatever reasons, they just had a lot of disappointments and bad luck. And maybe, you know,
series of unfortunate
could be a million
events.
reasons why this happens. But before we close out, I want to make sure that that people know. It doesn't matter if you run a small flower shop or a giant flower farm. We're all doing our best to run a business as responsibly as we can. But there are unavoidable things that happen in business. It happens.
Mike had unfortunately some technical issues. I know he had a little more he wanted to say, but I think if you ask me, it's probably all the bad I can take or the fucking ugly I can take for one episode.
Mimi's cried out.
Mimi's
I'm cried
cried out. I'm fighting back tears, no joking around. I mean, to see a guy like Lane, as passionate as he is, as well respected, as everything that, you know, went on and led to this, and, you know,
But
for a guy like that.
Mike's main point was that we're all doing business. We are all doing the same thing that Lane wanted to do and continue to do till the last day, you know?
Yeah. So, Lane, deepest thoughts here, you know, love. We appreciate you, man. The industry knows you'll be back. You'll be doing something else. We're super sad to see everything that went on with Sun Valley. Our hearts go out to you, man. We're sorry, dude. That's just fucking sucks, man. I'm sorry. And you know, the industry's here. You know, we're here for you. We're all here for you. The fatties are here for you. I know we're all big fans. So Lane, you know, our deepest thoughts or some, I don't even know how to say that.
And
I feel
we're
it's
all out
terrible.
here basically thinking about, you know, our fatties who are listening. We want the success. That's why we bring on people out here to talk about how to help everybody grow. There's nobody too small and nobody too big. Like, we're all just a community that we need to stick together.
So,
and positive rumors.
If only. So thank you very much, Lane, for everything you've brought to the industry. We wish you nothing but the best.
Love you, Lane.
We love you, man. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been another episode of Two Fat Guys Talking Flowers, where we brought you, unfortunately today, some fucking ugly. Thank you for listening. Joel, Mike, who got cut off, Mimi, Ryan, Connor in the house.
Connor.
Have a great day. Thank you for listening.